Hey, hi, ho, it's your favorite person, Shiloh. I hope you all are enjoying the new year, those who celebrate it, and I hope you guys are just enjoying living another new year. This isn't the new year for me, and it isn't the new year for my religious beliefs and my family members, but I will still give, a hello to those who do celebrate. So, here's a bit of context. I belong to a very religious/spiritual family, and we have these things called Kids' Days. They're usually reserved for holidays of our own, but we usually do them on the either last day of the feast or holiday, or we save them for in the middle of it. Just whenever. I can't remember which one, but around those times. But more recently, we've been incorporating this inside of our everyday assembly in church. So whenever we go to church on the third week, we are given these assignments and we have 3 weeks to put them together. The assignment is either made up of a topic that the adults have chosen and need us to search out information or figure out the backstory behind said topic. And this time, said topic is pagan holidays, or holidays that you may not have known were probably pagan. And the holidays I got were Mardi Gras and Easter. And although the term Mardi Gras is referring to a specific day, it's not a single day celebration. Every year in the beginning of January, the Carnival and Mardi Gras celebrations and festivities occur daily, accumulating onto the climax of Mardi Gras celebration, the day before the observance of Lent, and I will get into that later. Although the term Mardi Gras and Carnival is referring to a one-day event, it's not. It's actually a several-day event. It's celebrating every year in the beginning of January. The carnival of activities occur daily, accumulating into the final climax of Mardi Gras celebration, the day before Lent. Now, Lent is a day of observance, where you fast for 40 days in a way to suffer. It's something that I can only explain that you would truly understand if you yourself had religious family or you studied the religious beings of it. But mostly it's kind of you starve yourself for 40 days and then you eat. There's no drinking, there's no water or anything. For us, we can't eat, including those who are still infants, and they hardly even get it because all they get to eat are crackers and have a tad bit of water, and that's pretty much it for them. Lent is such a big part of Mardi Gras and Carnival that the name Carnival literally means farewell to flesh, with the Latin words carnis, which means flesh, and vale, meaning farewell. However, the origins of Mardi Gras and Carnival are way darker, going back to that of ancient Rome. See, back then in Rome, tribes celebrated a fertility festival, which was also the welcoming of the arrival of spring and the time of a renewal of life. This so happens to be the current day Mardi Gras that we know now, but back then, it was called Lucarias, celebrating the Roman goddess of fertility, Luprius. Now, for censoring reasons, and because YouTube won't let me, say this out loud, Lucarius was a day to indulge in the flesh. That's all I can say. It was a very, 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 at least around 40 days as what it said. Interesting enough, to modern celebrations, the Romans donned masks, dressed in costumes, and indulged of their fleshly desires as they gave themselves to the gods of Bacchus, the god of wine, and Venus, the goddess of love. The masks and costumes were used as disguise to allow sexual liberties, not normal by permanent individuals, as they engaged in the bacchanale, and drunken and riotous occasion to honor this day. It's still a word that's associated with Carnival and all its other celebrations. But the Romans would soon learn the white man. Yeah, when the white people came over to Rome, they also brought their religion, or Catholicism. So Constantine decided to have a lot of these peoples convert to Christianity. But of course, a lot of people didn't want to, and he knew that he couldn't force it. So He decided to Christianize this new festival. Thus, this was the day before the 40-day fast, making it seem as if, hey, before we go into like this really long time to fast, let's eat and drink as much as we can and then fast, which was pretty convincing to those of Christians. Of course, some had their eyebrows raised, most didn't really speak about it, others did. The festival soon after spread to Europe, where then it was celebrated in England, and in Spain, and Germany, and France, and other countries during the Middle Ages. This was becoming a more common, popular thing amongst them, even though it was just well known as a fertility holiday. Yeah, that's really screwed up, the more I think about it. A festival similar to this was around the time in the Middle Ages. Mardi Gras was given to the monarchs and lords prior to Lent, where the conscribed new knights into service. The nobles would hold feasts in their honors, and they would ride to the countryside running peasants with cakes, some thought to be the origin of the king cake, that I'll explain later. They will also toss coins and other trinkets, which might be the origin of the present-day Mardi Gras gifts known as the balloons. In Germany, there's also a carnival similar to Mardi Gras known as Fasching, held at the same period. To a lesser extent, this festivity is celebrated in Spain and France. In France, there was a festival called Mardi Gras, which means Fat Tuesday, which is where we get the name Mardi Gras. This name came from the pagan ancient tradition of killing and then eating a fattened calf on the day of the carnival, the last day specifically. It dates to the pre-Christian era, where the Druids sacrificed offerings to pagan gods, seeking more fertile. Oh my god, I'm so slow. I'm so sorry. Oh, that's awful. Fertile women. My bad. This day was also known as Shrove Tuesday, an Old English word shrive, which means to confess all sins, and Pancakes Tuesday. A custom of making pancakes came from the need to use up all the fat, eggs, and dairy products before the fasting of the Lent period began. So, the origin of pancakes, I guess. From Europe, it spread around the world, and particularly in the communities of the Catholic heritage. It reached America in the 17th century, bought by the French settlers to be the southern states, particularly in Louisiana, where the earliest record of the holiday was being held on 1699. So, yeah, Louisiana holds that record for also doing that. On March of that year, 1699, a French explorer, Pierre Le Montet de Villiers, I can't pronounce his name, set up camp in the west bank of the Mississippi River, about 60 miles west of south of New Orleans. He named his camp Point Min Mardi Gras in honor of the festival, and from that time onward, the Louisianan citizens of the French ancestry have observed Mardi Gras with masked balls and parties. I wish this was over, but it's not. According to other sources, Mardi Gras also started in New Orleans with a group of students who had recently returned from Paris, donned masks and costumes, and danced their way through the streets of the cities. The inhabitants were swiftly captured by their enthusiasm and followed suit. I cannot read this script. I'm so sorry. But they were underneath the French rule, and while it was great, the Spaniards soon after came along and realized this is really getting out of control, we gotta deal with this, and had banned the celebration, even after Louisiana became an American state in 1803, dang, gosh. I'm so sorry, I cannot speak. However, the French Creole Crayola. I was about to call him Crayola. I'm so sorry. Creole. Population persuaded the American government to reinstate Mardi Gras. After the ban was lifted, this festival became so popular with the city, and the carnival season was limited to several days to prevent year-long celebrations. They wanted to celebrate this sucker all year long. In the early 1800s, the celebration was a simple affair, consisting of masked revelers on foot, in carriage, and on horseback. And in 1837, there was the first parade. But the violent behavior to the participants led to the calling of the ending of the festival. However, and I mean however, Mardi Gras was saved by 6 men who formed the Comus. I swear to you, this is its name. I'm not joking. Search it up. It's C-O-M-U-S. Comus. Which sought to beautifully signify the celebration and proved it could be joined in a safe manner. The Comus organization coined the name Crew, an organization that puts on carnival parades and balls for the Mardi Gras in New Orleans currently, and established many of the festival's present traditions and secret carnival organizations themed with costume masquerades, floats, and holding balls after the parades. So yeah, these guys like single-handedly saved Mardi Gras for y'all.